Thank you for tuning in to our Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum, brought to you in partnership with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation on fourth Thursdays. Can you believe we're at the end of the month of October already? It's always a pleasure to share space with you virtually. And as always, we invite you to share the link so others can learn more about what it is that's done at the Municipal Corporation and whoever else we have in the space here on Thursdays at 8 p.m. So we started looking at the different committees at the Municipal Corporation, as well as the administrative arm of the Municipal Corporation that supports these committees, which are led by councillors. So you're meeting the councillors that chair the different committees, learning exactly what it is that the committees are responsible for, how it is that they serve you, the people of Clarendon, whether you are still living in Clarendon and by birth living in another parish or in the diaspora. You want to know what's happening in your birth parish. This is where you come to get that information. So we started last month highlighting the Infrastructure and Traffic Management Committee that's chaired by Councillor Clive Mundell. And that committee is supported by the engineering arm of the Municipal Corporation. So we had our acting Chief Engineering Officer, Clevon, let me get his last name right, Watson, in the space sharing with us. So if you missed that, you want to go back and check that out. There is a playlist that's dedicated to local governance and community development. We started from 2022. So we have a lot there that you can learn more about the Municipal Corporation. So for this forum, we are zoning in on the Civic and Community Relations Committee. I hope I'm getting the names because there's been a little changes and we're going to learn more about that. So let's bring on screen with me the chair for that committee, which is Civic and Community Affairs Committee, which is chaired by Councillor Tanyalee Williams. No stranger to this space. Welcome back, Councillor Williams.
It's good to be back. Thank you very much, Madam.
All right.
And to your viewers and my colleagues, and also the person that works with us from the admin department, Miss Shanique Samuels, and to everyone that is on the platform tonight, and to also to those that will be watching at a later date and time.
Awesome. And Shanique Samuels, no stranger to this space either. So our community programs coordinator. So I know many of you would have seen Shanique out there in the communities and setting up and showing displays and all of that. But this evening, you're going to learn more about what exactly it is that she does and how that supports the work of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee. So let's get right into it. Go ahead, feel free to share in the comments where you're tuning in from, which community you're from. And also, if you have questions, feel free to ask. This is where you connect with the chair for these committees. And if you need clarification, go ahead and ask them here. If you're watching the replay and you need clarification, feel free to leave your comment on the YouTube page, and we will be sure to pass it on to the Municipal Corporation for a response. All right, so Councillor Williams, what exactly are the key responsibilities of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee? And share with our viewers how these responsibilities translate into tangible benefits for the residents of Clarendon, because of course they want to know what it is that you're doing all of these things that we do as Civic and Community Affairs.
Thank you very much, Madam, for that question, and also for your viewers that are listening to get a better in-depth of what is it that the Civics and Community Affairs Department does. That department is responsible for your civic improvement. Civic improvement to include your garbage collection, among some other areas, the beautification of our green spaces and our parks. Our parks are different from our green spaces. Our green spaces are areas like the one at the mineralized roundabout and at the Glenmere overhead bridge there, where those are green spaces that are kept by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, where persons can go and take pictures, persons can go and have a picnic at the Glenmere area there, and so on. This committee also looks at our libraries and the services that our libraries offers, the community development to include playgrounds, ponds, beaches, and also night noise. So these are some of the responsibilities of the civic and community committee affairs. How does these benefit the communities? We are currently developing historical sites, the historical sites within our parish, and this is a joint venture between us and the TPB Co, where we are currently doing storyboards. Let us give an example. Our first storyboard will be placed at Bullhead. So when schools are going on trips, you don't have to leave your parish, or even if someone from other schools from out of our parish are coming to Clarendon, say they want to go to Bullhead Mountains. As you enter the Bullhead, you will see a storyboard telling you about the Bullhead Mountain, when it was founded, and among other significant history about the Bullhead Mountain. As we talk about, as I said, green spaces and our parks, we currently have parks within communities. Like, for instance, in Buckner, we have the Melvin Jones Park right at the forefront of Buckner, within the community, where that park is kept by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. And all of these are done through the Civic Committee, because the Municipal Corporation is responsible for all parks and green spaces within a community. JCIF would often bill out some of these green spaces or these parks in various communities that they operate in, like in Yorktown, in Canaanites, and this committee takes responsibility for those areas. So those are some of the key responsibilities that we take care of, and to make sure that we have enough breathing space within the community so that persons can get to enjoy some of their tax dollars and to see the beauty of their communities as well.
All right. I don't know about the viewers who are connected now or watching the replay, but I learned some new things about the responsibilities of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee.
And if I should go a bit further, we are
Yes.
also in charge of Independence Day celebrations, where we highlight our independence as a nation. And we also do Heroes Day celebration, where we honor our local leaders within communities. So each year, persons are given an opportunity at the local level, not just the national level, where persons would go into King's House and walk across the garden for persons to be honored. But the municipal corporation, we do it locally here, and the civic department is in charge of that, where each year a form is sent out and the persons can nominate persons within their space that have been doing exceptionally well, whether it is through nursing, education, or anything that outstanding that happened within your community space. There are persons that serve in CDCs for many, many years. We do recognize these persons on National Heroes Day, because they are our local heroes. And during Christmas season, when persons see the Christmas tree lighting, we use that opportunity to give back to communities and to bring communities together, where we start the Christmas vibe. You know, Christmas is all about giving and sharing and being with your family. And at the municipal corporation, we regard every member of our communities as our family. So during the Christmas season, we start that season by giving back to our communities and let them share in the joy of the Christmas season.
Well said. And those are, I usually think first about the functions. And I am a proud recipient of one of our parish awards. So thank you very much to the Civic Committee for recognizing the work that's been done in the parish. And we just Monday of this week, we would have honored a number of our local heroes. Kudos to the team as you continue, and just preempting Shanique and Councillor in encouraging others to recommend others for, because a lot of people are out there doing some really commendable work in their spaces, and we want to know about them. All right, so let's go over to Shanique, our Community Programs Coordinator. Shanique, what are the primary objectives of your role, and how does do these objectives support the work of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee? Let's tie it together.
It is a lot, really, but in a nutshell, and as I say nutshell, I'll really try to keep it concise, but my primary, or one of my primary or core functions, is really to bridge the gap between the Clarendon Municipal Corporation and the communities that we serve, and that includes planning, coordination, and execution of all council events and activities, and that is usually with help from the members of staff and also other organizations. So Councillor would have made mention of the civic functions that we had, National Heroes Day, and we do those in collaboration with the JCDC. We work very closely with them. So the JCDC, PDC, and SDC, we work really closely with those agencies. So the planning, coordination, and execution of these events, I work alongside them with. I also monitor and manage the corporation's social media pages and website. And I have some exciting news about our website, which will come, I guess, closer to the end of this show. I also ensure that the young persons or youth are not left out. And so we try to go out as much to ensure that they know what the municipal corporation does. So we have here what we call a youth council. And as a community programs coordinator, I am tasked with managing the group all year. So each group comes in for 1 year. So the councillors will nominate their junior councillors, pass the information on, and I will make contact with each person. So we have 22 divisions. So we have 22 junior councillors. So we work with those persons really closely. And these persons would have been youth leaders within their community, within their schools, within their general local spaces. They participate in outreach activities and volunteer work, of course, coordinated by me. We have town hall meetings, and this medium we use to ensure that we get out in the communities. We meet the persons where they are. We hear what their issues are. If we cannot solve them, then we take the agencies with us. So the Solid Waste, the Water Commission, the JPS, NWA, all of them, we work closely with them. So we'll take them into the communities with us, and we make the link between the community members and these agencies so that they can have whatever issues they have resolved, or, at least start to having the issues resolved. Anything media related, and that takes in press conferences, press releases, the collection and dissemination of information from the municipal corporation, because we have to, how is the public going to know what we here at the municipal corporation is doing? So there has to be somebody who coordinates all these efforts, and I am that person. So these are some of the things that I do. And as the clerk to the civic committee, I represent the CEO on this committee as they kind of like a co-chair business, and provide guidance from the admin perspective on where the policies are going or where they should go, what can be done, what cannot be done, and within the remit of what the local governance rules and regulations stipulates.
A whole lot indeed. Amazing. And we have some vibrant youth mayors, youth councillors, headed by our youth mayor and deputy mayor, who are raring to go. And I have the privilege of sitting on the, what we call that now?
Panel.
That
panel.
Yes, each I think for the past 3 years or so. And
You've been a
and I mean,
constant feature, Mrs. Witter.
yes. So I get to learn as I participate in these different activities. So, and that's what happens here in this space. And Shanique mentioned in terms of the forum that takes place in the community. So just last evening, we had the budget consulting meeting, and we did something different for this year. So Resource Connector went in, and we were able to connect those who were not able to be at the Milk River Resource Center so that they too could ask their questions. So you had Clarendonians in the diaspora who were maybe traveling and had questions that they wanted to pose, and they had an opportunity to do that. So look out for more of those as Sorrento Resource Connector continues to expand and to connect you with these informative sessions. As Dr. Lavelle is saying, that he's looking forward to another vital discussion. Welcome, JP Ferguson, Lady Evadne Smith. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so let us continue going back over to Councillor, because I know there are a number of requests, especially when it comes onto the different events that takes place across the parish, where you have to prioritize what it is, because I know like the budget indicated funding is pretty limited. And so you have to carve out which ones take precedence for a particular period. How does the committee prioritize these initiatives that aligns with the community's needs? Because there are always needs and different ideas, but how do you prioritize these initiatives that comes to the forum? And can you share any example of a successful project that resulted from this level of prioritization?
Thank you very much. This department deals with is the department that leads the forefront of complaints. So when the complaints come in, which we have now added the customer service representative also to this department. So our main focus here in this department has a lot to do with complaints. When the complaints, persons are able to send in their complaints about the non-garbage collection. Persons are able to ask questions about their house plans. Why is their plans taking so long? Persons are able to report a blocked drain. This is how the community needs are done through the Civic, because all of these are part of our civic duties as a municipal corporations. And complaints can be done via an email, walk-in, phone calls, and when these complaints come in, they are forwarded to the specific department for action, and they will be actioned. And I give a practical example. When the town of Fort Pass was being flooded in 2022, I think, don't quote me on the year, and the complaint came in about a drain that existed many years, and the property was sold, and the new owner had blocked the drain, and that caused the entire Fort Pass, the main area of Fort Pass and the Fort Pass main road, leading going up to like you're going to Shekels, to be flooded, and houses were flooded, cars were damaged. And when the complaint came to us, as part of our duty, the team went in from the engineering department, and we realized what was happening. And the drain, we had dialogue with the owner of the property, and the drain was reopened. And we have not had that excessive flooding in the Fort Pass area since then. We also prioritize garbage collection. So persons, we are responsible to pay for the picking up of the garbage collection, even though it is done from the central location at our local government minister's office. But we are responsible for it locally. And when persons calling from the various communities to say that they have been calling the local office of the NSWMA for quite some time because their garbage has not been collected, it is our duty, because it is part of our civic, to make sure that the communities are well kept. We then in turn make sure that we dialogue with the regional office, and to make sure that these communities are cleaned, because persons, you don't want to have an outbreak, among other stuff. And so We are very far advanced, as I said before, with our new sub-department within there, which is the customer service area. And also, when we speak more about the launching of our website at the end of the program, there we're thinking about a space too where complaints can be uploaded from the various persons within the communities. Sometimes your persons might not be able to send an email, but they when they go on the page, they'll be able to upload their complaints, and they're actioned and action in time. We're not a corporation that gets a complaint and sit on it. We move instantaneously when persons have, our community have a situation that needs to be rectified.
All right, Councillor. So I'm hearing several ways that citizens, residents can actually communicate with the Civic and Community Affairs Committee. I'm hearing email, I'm hearing telephone, any other avenue for the citizens to engage with the committee?
They can
as
walk
well?
in as well, yes. And when they do that, because we also have someone that is available at the corporation. Sometimes persons come in and they're elderly and they're not able to write the complaint. There's someone at the front that will take the complaint, write it, read it back to them, have them sign it if they wish to sign, because sometimes persons make a complaint but they want to remain anonymous, and those complaints are forwarded. So we try to have a very holistic approach as to how we deal and connect with our citizens within our parish.
All right, amazing. All right, let's take some of these comments as we're talking about that. All right, good night, everyone. Public education is key so the communities at large can understand what is going on in our parish. Need more of these programs. Well done. Ishmael Francis, we do this every fourth Thursday right here in this space. So if you are new to this space, you would have missed all those forums from 2022, where we went through all the departments at the municipal corporation, highlighting what exactly it is that each department is responsible for. We actually started with sharing what the councillors do as opposed to the administrative arm of the municipal corporation, went into the different departments, so we learned all about that. Last year, 2023, the councillors for the respective divisions had an opportunity to share what it is that they were doing in their space and what their future plans were. And happy to report that some of the councillors thought that that did them some justice, because their people in their divisions got to know more about their work, and so they were brought back to serve for another term. So we're happy that we're able to facilitate that. And so what we're doing now is taking you through the different committees at the municipal corporation. So you see that your councillors not just responsible for the complaints coming in their division, but those who chair these committees have this awesome responsibility to take care of the parish by extension. All right. So just in case you missed those, you can go back to the playlist and catch up on that. All right. This one, Shanique, I don't know if you remember the schedule. All right. This is one thing that she did not indicate, that she provides support to each entity that the Surrey Resource Connector partners with for these forum. We have a support personnel in those entities, and Shanique is the support for the Surrey Resource Connector Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum. So we have a schedule of all these committees. Which committee will the urban planner be supporting, Shanique?
Urban planner, that would have been planning and development committee. So,
all right. So that's coming up later on in the schedule. So out of this world, you want to stay tuned for that. So, all right. And we have Lilith Thomas tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much. All right. Just taking a couple more feedbacks before we continue. Good night, all. I am happy we have medium like this so that information can be shared to the public. We all need to assist in getting citizens to be more aware of these programs. Thank you, JP Bailey. Appreciate that. All right. One final one before we move on. Good evening, Tejan. Our youth mayor, I take it, this name is very unique, quite a brilliant initiative. There is a lot of backtracking to be done on my part, but it has been informative thus far. All right. So you're going to share with the youth councillors, Tejan, to make sure that they are quite informed, because civic pride is something that we need to ensure that all, well, let me say most, all is kind of putting it very close, but most of our citizens are adept at. Shanique, how can our residents become more involved in community programs and initiatives?
There are many ways for residents to be involved and to participate in our community initiatives. In fact, we welcome participation from our citizens. Matter of fact, we are a service-based organization. And so for us to be able to provide effective and efficient service to the persons that we serve, naturally, we welcome the input from all our persons. We have quite a few initiatives that the organization has taken on. One of our flagship and one that I'm very much proud of is the Clarendon Youth in Business Initiative, where from time to time we go out in the communities, we issue a call out. So the forms are created. Persons who have started businesses, they can sign up the forms, they come in, they do the interviews, when they get shortlisted, or if they are shortlisted, they get training. So they go to classes, they get training in business management, financials, bookkeeping, customer service, that kind of a thing. And at the end, which is what I like, the part that is most important or interesting to me, we have this grand celebration, like a passing out ceremony, and we give them a grant to enhance their businesses and so on. We cannot set them on their way. So we hold their hands in the initial stages, and then by the time they're able to walk, just like a baby learning to crawl, and then they get up and they start walking by themselves. So that's one of the things that we do. Our Labor Day initiatives, so the Parish Labor Day project is always taken on by the Municipal Corporation. We lead and spearhead that project, of course, in partnership with the JCDC, PDC, SDC. I'm always going to be saying, I'm always going to be calling on these organizations because we do partner with them. So remember, they are also on the ground, so we cannot do everything. We need assistance from these agencies. So Labor Day, we invite persons to come out and participate in the church service, attend the church service. So what we do each year, whenever there's Labor Day and the ministry gives us a theme, we go out into whichever community that the theme might fit best, and we do a church service just to galvanize support and to worship and fellowship with the persons, let them know that, hey, we are also a part of you too. And then we go back in to do the actual Labor Day project. This year, the project was in Frankfield, and we did a massive cleanup of the town. We repainted a pedestrian crossing, painted the verges, cleaned the verges as a matter of fact, and so on. We also have the Property Tax Compliance Award, and I'm always going to be speaking about Prop Tax Compliance Award because for the most compliant community for each of the collectorates, and we have 3 collectorates, one in Lionel Town, one in Maypen, and one in Chapelton. And the community for each collectorate, so each year 3 communities based on the data generated by the Property Tax Department, whichever community is most compliant. So whichever community pays up most or all of their property taxes will get a compliance award of $200,000 to go toward a community project of their choosing. So yes, we invite you to pay your property taxes because you'll see your tax dollars at work. So these are just some of the ways that we invite, or we involve, or we get communities to participate in our programs, activities, and initiatives.
Amazing. And we need more. Well, we usually get an oversubscription when it comes on to youth in business. So we're not short on that.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of talent in the parish, persons young persons, entrepreneurs, they have this entrepreneurial spirit. They want to start
Yeah,
their own business. They want to be their own boss. And so when we realize that these persons have the potential and they have the drive, then it is our duty, or we feel it is a part of us, for us to go in, take these persons, give them the basic training, give them a platform to launch or to start off their business and set them on their way.
indeed. And Nadine is saying, awesome initiative to help small businesses grow and thrive. As a matter of fact, there are several of these initiatives going on. I had the opportunity of speaking at one earlier today that's been concluded. That's through one of your partner entity, the Parish Development Committee. And these young business operators have gone through some intense training and hand-holding preparation. And there's another project that's taking place in the space, just about to start, for about 20 young women in business. So there is a lot going on. So you want to stay tuned so you can learn more about that. All right, back to you, Councillor. Could you
Before
share
you
with us?
ask me that question, I want to emphasize on
Go ahead.
paying property tax, because that cash prize where we give one, the community that pays the most taxes from each collectorate. So it is something to encourage persons to pay their property tax. And if your community is chosen, that award it's not the councillor who gets to choose what you want to do with that money, but we work closely with the SDC and the CDC within that community space to choose a project that you want to do. So it's an encouragement for persons to pay your property tax. Remember, it is your property tax that goes back to pay for the collection of your garbage. It is your property tax that goes back to pay also for your street lights, and those things are very, very important. So it is so that form of incentive, it is something that is working wonders. You'll be amazed of the communities that win these. You would think that a community like Longville Park would win. No, it is the small community persons that are paying these taxes. Winner from Maypen was actually Sandy Bay.
Sandy Bay, right.
Sandy Bay community.
And Lionel Town from the Lionel Town Collectorate, and Summerfield from the Chapelton Collectorate. And they have actually wrote into the corporation, the CDC there wrote into the corporation to repaint the Sir Donald Sangster Community Center. And if you know anything about Summerfield and that community center, it is widely used. I think it is one of the most used community centers anywhere in Jamaica. There is always something happening there. Remember when the Chapelton Hospital was being renovated, that's where the temporary clinic and the hospital was relocated, and it was there for almost 2 years. So that community center, that space is really, really very much used. So repainting the community center will help to give it a facelift, so more persons will want to go and use it. And that's what we want, is to benefit everybody within the space, and most times outside of the space as well.
Indeed, because a number of the fairs that are held, the joint of activities that's taking place up that side, that's where they usually use. I know that the National Youth Service has had a number of their engagements there as well over the years. So amazing initiatives, and great to encourage the community to come on board for those. All right, future projects and community impact. Councillor, share with us any upcoming initiatives or projects the community. Let me make sure, no, this is not your question. Let me get your question. How you envision the relationship between local government and community-based or focused organizations evolving in the coming years. We're talking about collaboration and partnerships. I know the CMC is big on collaborations and partnerships.
Yes.
Okay, we are big, and our key partners. Our key partners, as we have been saying from earlier on, the SDC, which is our sister company because they also come under the local government structure. Our PDCs, our CDCs, and JCDC, which has been helping us to do this function. What we are envisioning from the local government is that, as you have taken note that we have taken the budget consultation to the communities, and this initiative has to be done so that community members can play a part in the budget that we form for your parish. So you have a say in the budget when it is presented to you. You can ask your questions, you can give your input, and then the budget is then tweeted. We want to build a stronger bond with you and the community, so you know about your tax dollars. Also, as you said earlier on, Mrs. Witter, we incorporated companies like yours with the digital platform to connect residents that were not able to be at the function, but persons from even the wider diaspora, persons from within our parish that lives overseas, they were able to tune in and to know what is happening with their tax dollars that we pay. So these are some of the connections. And we also do town hall meetings, because we have been having town hall meetings. This month we were in Rock River, and this was not a budget consultation but a town hall meeting where we hear from the residents, and we also tell the residents what we are doing at the municipal corporation. How is it that we operate? Because oftentimes persons have a view of the municipal corporation that is not true. And when you go into these communities and you get to talk to them and to tell them how their tax dollars work, the processes that need to take place in order for something to be done, like an example, they see a block drain and they complain today, the drain will be cleaned tomorrow. When you highlight to them how the process is done, for the funding to come in hand, in terms of through our PRF or parochial revenue fund that we get to spend each month, and we have to do a budget for that PRF before that money is released to us. And also, when we keep these town hall meetings, persons are highlighted about the functions of the municipal corporation. So these are some of the ways that we have been doing. And come the month of November, we'll be in the Telix community to do one of those town hall meetings, so we can collaborate more cohesively with persons within our community space, for them to get a better understanding and to connect with us. And when we do these town hall meetings, we realize that a lot of our CDCs, our community-based organization, persons come out, and when they are properly informed, they're able to take back the message to persons within their space that was not available to be at the meeting through the CDC, and also through our digital platform, which we have now collaborated with the Serenity Resource Connector, so that persons can be well informed of the operations of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation.
Well said. And as you mentioned, let me just remind our viewers that the recording, you can watch the replay of the budget consultation on the page, and you still have an opportunity to share your input. So you can leave your comment, your question on the YouTube page there, and I'll pass it on to the municipal corporation, or you can write directly to them, call in and share, so that your voice can be added to the mix. Let me see. All right, this is a question that you might be able to answer, Councillor, from Denby Neighborhood Watch. Evadne Smith, welcome. Would like to know if there's any project for debushing in the racetrack area.
The debushing program is normally done. Our debushing program is set to be done in December.
All right, so look out for that, Lady Smith, and if you don't see anything happening, reach out so that you can get some things done. I know that because of the rain,
Yes,
we have a lot
heavy
of
vegetation.
overload here. Yes, so a lot of work there. And you want to go back to the budget, as I said, so you can see in terms of the figures that are there. And we really need to do what we can to ensure that those property taxes are paid, and that when you license your motor vehicles, you do it in the parish.
That is
whatever tax office you pay it at, that's where the monies go. So it might be more convenient for you to pay it when you go out of town to work, but that money is not coming back to your parish. So you want to be mindful of that as well.
And might I add, even the
Sure.
online platform, when they go and they pay for their motor vehicle online, we don't get back the money in parish. So until things are ironed out, I would really appreciate them coming into any of our 3 tax offices locally to do their motor vehicle licensing, to pay their property taxes, because when you pay it within parish, it stays here, and it is that money that we use to fund our budget, to do infrastructural work on your roads, to pay for your street lights, to clean your block drains, to keep these civic functions, and the list goes on. We are dependent on your money in order to stay afloat, to take care of your communities.
All right. And I've learned that it's a very therapeutic drive to go down to Lionel Town. So if the Maypen tax office is crowded, you can take a therapeutic drive to Lionel Town tax office and make your payment and do some sightseeing on your way there. All right. So let's look to future projects and community impact. Shanique, share with us any upcoming initiatives or projects that your department is excited about and how they'll benefit the community, the residents in general.
So we are coming up to Local Government Month. November is celebrated each year as Local Government and Community Month. Usually throughout this month, we have a slew of activities taking place. So as Councillor would have mentioned before, the Kellits DAC wrote us and they want a town hall meeting. I gather that they are having some issues up there. And so we're actually in the process of mobilizing the agencies so we can all go up there, meet with the persons where they are, find out what their issues are, and see how best we can go about solving them. So we're looking to have a town hall meeting in Kellits round about the 6th of November in collaboration with the SDC, and we're moving on to the 8th of November where SDC will be having a Cherry Lane Health Fair, and they're taking the lead on this, but naturally, yes, we're going to be partnering with them. Based on the recent events that would have been taking place in the space, we're trying to reach out to those persons where they are. Usually every year in November, there is the Remembrance Day service, and that also is in partnership with the Parish Development Committee and the Office of the Customs, which will be on the 11th of November at the Cenotaph in Chapeltown. I think they're going to get started at 9. We have our own local government work day. Remember, Councillor mentioned before that we had a town hall meeting in Rock River, and we saw that there was a need for a cleanup. So the mayor has committed, and so we're working to get solid waste into the space. We're going to be advertising to ask persons to come out with their bulky waste, whatever other waste that they have that may have not been collected over a period of time. We're going to be inviting them to take those out. And so usually every year we have a local government work day. And so cleaning up the space is one of the things that we're looking forward to. And yes, we are looking to launch our brand new website on the 27th of November, all things being equal. So most persons would have been calling in, writing in, texting in, coming in to say that they're unable to get information about the corporation and so on and so forth, and that there are past councillors who are still on the website, but our website was under construction. We are almost there. It's just some little tidbits, little final things to just go over to ensure that everything is in tip-top shape and that it is working fine. So we're going to be inviting persons to come on down. We're going to be having a big screen down there to introduce the site, the user interface, how persons can go about using the website. As Councillor said earlier on, you can lodge your complaints there. You'll be able to apply for services there, make payments for your services there. Any information you need about any of the councillors will be there. The services that are offered by the municipal corporation will be there. It's a whole host of things. this website really has been a labor of love for us here at the corporation. I've been working very hard on it alongside the JIS because they are the contracted web developers that we're working with. And so we want to get the website up and running. We understand that technology is where the world is going, and so we want to meet persons in the digital space. We're going to be inviting them to do their business online so that we can, and I think that more than anything else would kind of speed up the pace at how some of the services are delivered. The collection and dissemination of information will also be done via that medium. So we are looking to have a grand launch here at the Municipal Corporation come November month end. So I'm very, very much excited about that.
Amazing. Yeah, I know you've been laboring with love on that.
Oh boy.
Yes, and that brings us.
We'll be streaming that launch live also.
All right.
Okay.
So that persons that are living in the
The
upper part,
diaspora.
northern parts of Clarendon, will be able to see what is it that we're doing.
All right. Amazing stuff. All right. I will add that to my calendar. All right. All right. So, labor of love, we have heard the myriad of things that takes place through the Civic and Community Affairs Committee, supported by the Community Programs Coordinator. So let's get on the personal side now, motivation side. Both of you have been working closely with the community for quite some time. What personal experiences or stories have influenced your work in local governance and community development? Why you're still so passionate about what it is that you do in serving the people of Clarendon? Councillor, and then back to Shanique.
All right, my passion for service is one of the things that drives me and keep me going. Where I'm able to see past the color after election day, that it doesn't matter if you're a green or you're an orange, after election day, that is put aside. And I'm able to serve the people and to connect with them, to hear of their problems and to see how best they can be fixed. When I do a project and when I get a complaint on that project and I go to the municipal corporation and I lobby for funding for that project to be done, and when I see it and I see the smile on the faces of community members, it gives me that kind of push and that kind of drive. If you don't love people, and you will not be able to serve, because oftentimes the service that you give, there is no great reward for it. But when you're able to change lives and you're able to uplift a community and take it to another level, it makes you feel so good on the inside of you. And so I say that my passion to serve my communities and also to serve the wider parish of Clarendon, it is something that keeps me alive, especially when I look to see, and I will often speak about this, growing up in the community of Treadlight and my playground that I used to go to play dandy shandy, and I was able to be a part of that transformation, to transform my playground into a community where persons are now living, and to be putting in infrastructure and to see the whole difference of it. It is only through service that I'm able to do the things that I do and the passion that I have to do it.
Well said. Shanique?
What really keeps us going, one of the things I realized, especially, and I'll go back to a recent example, when we took the town hall meeting to Rock River the other day, after the meeting was over, one of the ladies came to me and said, "Thank you, Miss Samuels, thank you so much. You know, long we want to hear from they wanted to get out too. Remember that no, JPS was not there, but we took the complaints. But they have not heard from the NWA in a while. A gentleman had an issue where apparently it rained, a boulder was dislodged, it came lodged in a drain close to his property. So whenever it rains, the water is not able to flow freely. And he was able to speak to NWC right there on the spot and National Works Agency, and they were able to work out a solution there. And I'm thinking if we did not carry the agencies into that space, maybe that gentleman would still be suffering with that problem. So that's just one of the things. When we go out to the communities, they're really receptive of us. And all the time they keep saying, boy, we never know this and that about the municipal corporation. We never know that so and so and so. And we never know that so and so and so. So when we go out and we meet them into their space, they're really much appreciative of us. And so that is one of the main drivers that keeps us going.
And you bring that all together so nicely and it looks so seamless.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Hard work.
I know.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Because
Right, but they appreciate it. Yes.
Even though we have a budget, oftentimes we have to seek external assistance to get some of these things done that persons are asking us to do. And we will, at the municipal corporation, we stop at nothing. We go the extra mile to make sure that our communities are kept and that the citizens feel justified. We have a CEO that we have to say thumbs up to him. He's a real strategist, and he's also hails from our parish, from the northern part of this parish, and I'm speaking about no other than our CEO, Mr. Rowan Blake, that is from Upper Clarendon, and he is a strategist. He, whenever, and also our CFO, Mr. Wayne Brown, that is also a Clarendonian. He hails from Gravel Hill, where when those two knock their heads together, and to strategize along with us councillors and the administrative staff so that we can get things done. Sometimes it's not easy, but being the person that they are and the forefront role that they play along with our mayor, there is a solution coming up somewhere. And there's also, we have to big up we have some business persons within our parish as well that are Clarendonians, that are always there ready to support us in whatever it is that we're doing, whether in cash or kind. And that is something that Shanique left out, that the mayor will be having a mix and mingle in November, where we will be meeting those business persons, and we will be giving them a small token of love and appreciation for what they have been doing for us at the municipal corporation for over the years. There are some of them that have been giving back to the corporation 20 years and more. And this month, coming up in November, the mayor is putting on a forum where we will be showing our appreciation to those business persons.
All right. But Shanique is not done yet. We have one final question, which is she's going to bring all of those highlights to the fore. But before then, let's acknowledge the feedback from Nadine Smith here. Knowledge is power. And having those town hall meetings brings about awareness and understanding. Wonderful. Ishmael Francis is endorsing that more town hall meetings would be great, seeing where their local representatives can come sit and talk to community members to share their views, ideas, and make their communities a better place. All right, so we're getting endorsement for those. And of course, Reverend Bailey is looking forward to hosting the CMC in Kellitts at the Kellitts High School. Thanks for responding to our request. All right, so you're walking the talk at the CMC, and we love to see that. I know Reverend Bailey has been asking for a meeting, and I'm happy to see that that is happening now. All right, so as we round out the hour, Shanique, what programs should residents add to their calendars for the rest of 2024? I know you have a list of them leading up just 2 months to go, but you have a lot.
Yeah, so I'd already gone through some of them, but the biggest and yet it will be our Christmas concert. Usually it would have been in the second week. However, with the slow of activities that we're going to be having in November, and then the launch of our website going to be so close to the end of the month, we are looking at pushing it back closer to the third week of November. But stay tuned to our pages. The information will be coming out soon. We are planning a grand show. One of the things that was pointed out was that when we have the Christmas concert, we want to hear more Christmasing and more caroling and, you know, the vibes and the enjoyment and so on. And so I think the mayor will be doing a Christmas treat in the park in front of the municipal corporation. So cotton candy, face painting, and all the little things for the children. But major event to round out the year, our Christmas concert. And let me tell you, our Christmas concert is always something to look forward to. So this year will be no less than what we have been doing for the other years leading up.
Wow, face painting candy, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Like Christmas, yes.
All right, there are a lot of commendations in the comments here, Councillor and Shanique. So you can go through that in your downtime to see what our residents have been sharing. So Councillor, to round out, remind our viewers how they can stay involved and support the work of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee. You know, we always ask this question. How can Clarendonians, not just those who are in the parish, but living in other parishes, in the diaspora, how can we get involved to support what you're doing there?
I would emphasize again that you can get involved by staying in the know, by following us on our various platforms. We have active social media platforms that you'll be able to, that we update you from on a regular basis. Staying close to your CDCs that we work with and our sister agency, the SDC department. And I'm also going to say to you that you can partner through us when you report anything that you see in your space that you know that should not be there, and it is the responsibility of the municipal corporation to take care of it. So you see a blocked drain in your space, you can always feel free to report it, because you are our customers. Yes, you, the residents in your community, you are our customers. If you see something, your infrastructure that needs a little something that looks irregular, you can, any illegal activities within your space, you can report that to us. When we fix your green space and we hand them over to your CDCs, we would want you to help us to keep those green spaces clean. And also, always remember that you can report your garbage collection complaint to us at the municipal corporation if it is not collected. And say, for instance, you're not able to get in touch with your local government representative, you can always pick up the phone. So let us stay connected to one another and make sure that we keep our communities clean. And your reports are kept confidential. When you make those reports, they are kept confidential.
All right. And we are happy here at Serenity Resource Connected to be the Clarendon Municipal Corporation's media partner. Never set out to be in media, but just facilitating the connection. But this is where the roads led. And so I am happy to facilitate these forums. Well done, ladies, and thanks for a great night of information and education. Keep doing the good work. Thank you too for tuning in. And as always, I invite you to stay connected with the Serenity Resource Connector. In addition to local governance and community development, we have culture, we have community initiatives, I like different activities, businesses that are able to inspire others in the space, those who are doing well in their communities. We also have, we have a 5th Thursday this month. So we have our youth leaders, not sure where they'll be coming from, but across the island. So you can look out for them as they share what they're doing in their neck of the parish and how you can support them as well. Culture Corner comes up on the 1st Thursday of each month. 2nd Thursday, Safety and Security with Area 3 Police. And we have so much going on. But I can't close without reminding you that the playlist is there for the local governance and community development series, where you can get all the information about what happens at the municipal corporation. The recording is there for the budget consultation for 2025-2026. Now is the time to let your voice be heard so that you can play a part in the final budget that is tabled at the municipal corporation. All right, we do highlights of these discussions in our blog post on the Serenity Resource Connector website. So if you don't have the time to sit and watch the entire hour, or you missed some things, you want a quick review of what happened, there's also a particular list there for the local governance where you can get the highlights of the discussions. So on Mondays, 6 a.m., those blogs are shared, so you can look out for that. So Sir Francis, you can go there. The link to this specific playlist will be there, so you can just skip over and get the details from the recording. Thank you, Councillor Williams, Chair of the Civic and Community Affairs Committee, Shanique Samuels, Community Programs Coordinator. Awesome job as always. Continue to do the awesome work that you do there as you continue to serve with humility and honor, because that's what service is all about. And thank you all for tuning in, whether you're joining us live or you're watching the replay. Always a pleasure. I'm Winsome. And until next time, have yourself a fantastic rest of the night. The Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum was brought to you by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, working for you always. Visit the Serenity Resource Connector website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com. Subscribe for a weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching.